Notre Dame versus Clemson in quote-unquote the rematch ACC Championship game. Now, any of you out there who are like, they didn't have Trevor Lawrence in the first game, and there's a bunch of you, they didn't have Trevor Lawrence in the first game. That is a cop-out. I'm not a Notre Dame fan at all. I actually usually root against Notre Dame. But they beat Clemson in that game. There are, what, 35, 40 other players that played in that game besides the quarterback, and Notre Dame beat all of them. I know it was a close game, but they outplayed them. Notre Dame haters, here's the chance to silence them. Trevor Lawrence is back. He's playing in this game. ACC Championship, let's make a pick.
The source.
So this line opened up at 7.5, and I wasn't watching the numbers on Sunday, but everyone must have hammered Clemson on Sunday because it jumped to 10.5 quickly, very quickly. Since then, money's coming in on Notre Dame. But look, as the week progresses, if you just look at one day, you'd be like, yeah, money's coming in at Notre Dame, but look how it's trending. Even at 10.5, the money's slowly creeping back towards Clemson, which means everyone, as they're really sitting down and researching and thinking about this game, even at 10.5, they're like, I'm leaning Clemson. So it's coming. It's coming back towards Clemson. I could even see this line moving again to 11 and 11.5. Now, I don't just always blindly follow the sharp money like that. I just always point it out because it's interesting. Before I actually make the pick, let's take a look at the matchup between these two teams on the field. If you're talking up front, offensive line, defensive line, then Notre Dame might actually have the advantage here. Notre Dame has a top 3 offensive line and a top 3 defensive line. They are powerful and good up front, and their defensive line is versatile too. They can get in the backfield with some edge rushing. They can pull some stunts in the middle, or they can straight up power rush. They are versatile. They're well coached. They're very good on the Notre Dame defensive line. Notre Dame's run defense as a whole is out of this world. If you exclude that meaningless game against Syracuse that just happened that meant nothing, Notre Dame hasn't allowed 100 yards rushing in 6 straight weeks, and that includes their first matchup against Clemson. As far as Clemson goes, there's really not much to say about Clemson. They're stacked. They're completely stacked. Other than offensive and defensive line, Clemson probably has the advantage at every single position. And not to mention their star quarterback, probably best player in the country, #1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, will be playing in this game. So what's the pick here? I mean, as much as I like Notre Dame up front, the Tigers just have too much speed on the outside, too much talent. Notre Dame's not going to really be able to hang with Clemson in an all-out shootout. I don't think anyone in the country can hang with Clemson in an all-out shootout. Trevor Lawrence is back. Well, he's been back, but Trevor Lawrence is playing in this rematch, looking to make a statement. I don't think 10.5 is enough points. Give me Clemson minus 10.5. Lock it in.